Okay, this one we're asked to solve this exponential equation, and it's got quite a bit to it. We've got the number e listed there. So we're going to just take it and we're going to walk through it step by step, okay? So the first thing that we have to do is to try to isolate this exponential expression on this side, okay? In other words, we've got to get rid of this negative 2. So in order to get rid of the negative 2, we're going to add 2 to both sides, okay? That will help us isolate this one. Okay, now that we've got it, we've got e raised to the p minus 3 equals 77 now. Now we have this, and we've kind of solved several of these before. These are our exponential ones, and remember that in order to solve these, what we're going to end up doing is taking the logarithm of both sides. Now, it doesn't matter, you can take a natural logarithm, you can take a log with any base, log base 10. Normally a log base 10 is used, or a natural logarithm. In my previous video I used natural logarithm. So this one I thought I'd spice it up a little bit and just use log base 10. Even though this is the number e, it will still work. So I've got log base 10, and then you notice I do that to both sides. Remember, using our rules of equations, as long as we do it to both sides, then it doesn't change its value. So we obviously we know that the log base 10 of e is the natural logarithm, but I'm going to use this one just to show you that it does work as well. Okay, so we've got that now. Now that we've taken the logarithm of both sides, we want to move that exponent way out in front, okay? This is our rule or laws of logarithms, excuse me. We can take this and move it right to the front, and essentially we're multiplying it by that. So it'll look like this. This is p minus 3 multiplied by log base 10 of e. Okay, and our goal here is to find out what p equals. So in order to do that, we want to isolate it, get it all alone. We've got this log base 10 of e on this side. So what we're going to do now is we're going to divide both sides by log e. Okay, so we do that. Log 77 divided by log e is what we're basically doing. Now these two will end up canceling out. So what we're left with is p minus 3 equals log 77 over log e. Now the next part, we've got to figure out what this equals. So we're going to plug that into our calculator. Okay, so let me pull up my calculator here, and let's see, we've got a 77 and an e. Alright, so let's pull that up here, clear out what I've got in there. I've got log, let's clear that out. Log 77. Make sure you close your parentheses here. And when I say on this particular one, you can choose either log base 10 or ln. Either one's okay. Whatever one you go with, though, you have to stick with that one. We can't have a log, we can't do a log base 10 on this side and a natural log on this side. That won't work. So make sure that you're picking one and stick with it. Okay, so we've got log 77 divided by, make sure you close your parenthesis, ln. See, then I just told you what not to do there, and I just did it. So let's go back there and let's do it right. Log 77 divided by log e. And e is right here. It's this one in blue right above the ln button. And it's blue, meaning we have to hit the second button first. Okay, so I've got second ln gives me my e. And notice how it gives you an exponent. This one is just plain old e, so that's e to the first power. Make sure you hit your right arrow so that you're no longer in the exponent, and close your parenthesis and just hit enter. And it gives us our answer here, and it's a big long answer. I recommend that you do not round that. Do not round that into the very, very end. I realize that the problem asks you to round it to the nearest hundredth. However, do not round it into the very, very end, okay? Alright, so we've got this one, and you notice how I leave this all out here, and that will make it easier. Now, when we're going in, the next step is to solve it for p. So I've got to get p all by itself. I've got this minus 3, which means I'm going to need to add 3 to both sides. And when I add 3 to both sides, that ends up being p equals 7.34, and that's rounded to the nearest hundredth. On most of your homework assignments, I do ask you to round it to the nearest thousandth, which would be 3 decimal places, but this one asked for the nearest hundredth.